HD 2D style of games are starting to become my favorite way of playing RPGs, and in today's video I want to take some time to talk to you lot about what could be next. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel, and yes, HD 2D games. I'm really interested off the bat to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you like this gameplay style? Is it the best way to experience retro styled RPGs these days, or is it something that's best left off in the distance and for us to innovate in different places? We've just had Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, and we are going to be getting Dragon Quests 1 and 2, and in my opinion I think that these games are going to be the best looking games. The mix between the pixel art, the 3D backgrounds, and just the way they mash together so beautifully really gives me hope on what the next couple of games could be. But the question is, what could they be? Let's take a step back and look at what we've had prior to where we are now. We started off with Octopath Traveler, we then got Live Alive, we got Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler 2, and then we are here with the trio of Dragon Quest games. Some would say that Star Ocean, the second story, falls over this category as well, but I'm pretty damn sure that it's not under that umbrella, and it's not even dubbed a HD 2D game, but this is a style definitely to take in mind when we mention some things going forward. So what could be next? Well, we can assume that we're not really going to get anything 2025, maybe an announcement, but what could that be? It could be an Octopath Traveler 3 taking everything they've learned so far and making this the most beautiful Octopath Traveler to date, with a world map, vehicles, airships, and everything in between. That would be my dream Octopath Traveler game, with secrets on the maps, to, you know, just the whole package when it comes to it, because we got a ship in Octopath Traveler 2 which took it that little step further. I would love to see a full-on world map with the third game. But when it comes to remakes, what is next? Well, there is three that always crops up in my feed, and there are probably three that I agree with as well. And we have Final Fantasy VI, we have Chrono Trigger, and I have a few people that speak about xenogears as well, though I think that's more suited to the style that we got when it came to Star Ocean, the second story. I think that would work perfectly. But it's the other two games that I would like to talk about in a little bit more detail. Now, Final Fantasy VI I think is an incredible game, and if you were to remake it, I think keeping it pixel art based with voice acting in that Octopath Traveler style would be amazing, and the best way to tell the story and keep everything the way it is, because I feel like if you were to make a 3D remake with Final Fantasy VI, it would be really hard to depict some of the events that happen during this game that the pixel art does so well. So doing it in a HD 2D style, of which we've already had a preview when it comes to the opera scene, that they are capable of doing it, I think we've got something really special here. I know that we've only just had the Final Fantasy VI pixel remaster, but I think a Final Fantasy VI HD 2D remake would hit all of the nails on the head, and I think a lot of people would be happy with this. Maybe add the GBA content in there on top of some extra content as well. Why not? Maybe a few Easter eggs to Octopath Traveler, or just really invest time and make this a grandiose RPG to play and really show the world why Final Fantasy VI is one of the greatest Final Fantasies out there. I personally think this will happen eventually. I think they're aware of it. The demand is high. Every time I see a HD 2D game mentioned, Final Fantasy VI is always at the top of the comments. But I'm just going to squeeze in just a little bit and say I would really like Final Fantasy V as well. Let's do the double pack, because these two games did get a remake of a certain capacity on Steam and mobile before the pixel remasters, and they were absolutely horrible. They were absolutely awful games. The gameplay loops are still there, but the identity was just completely lost. So do these two games justice in a HD 2D double pack, and I'm sure everyone will love it. I think Final Fantasy V has got some fantastic gameplay elements, and maybe the story could be told a little bit better with voice acting. I don't know, but I think all of the boxes are ticked when it comes to Final Fantasy VI in its styles and its voice acting. Now we move on to a game that I completed quite recently, and if you want to check that out, there is a card down below of my thoughts. I completed it last year, and that is Chrono Trigger, one of the best RPGs I have played in a long time. There is so much here. There's so much more for me to explore because there's multiple endings to unlock. There's probably things that I missed, chests that I need to unlock, and I think packaging it in a HD-2D remake is a good way to get me to go and dive back in, get all of those endings, give me some quality of life aspects. This applies to Final Fantasy VI as well, some quality of life there as well when it comes to all of the things that might take a little bit longer these days as opposed to being all right with it back in the day. The Chrono Trigger, I think, will benefit the most from a HD-2D remake because it is a staple RPG. It's always in the list of best of all time. It hasn't been touched since it got its release in the DS, which brought extra content of which you could also bring forward once again. And I think overall, everybody would love a little bit of Chrono Trigger. Keep those animated cutscenes that we got in the PS1 version as well, because it would just tell the story. Voice acting, again, would just add so many layers to this fantastic story through time. And seeing some of these locations in that HD-2D style would be simply magical. I don't think I need to say much more than that. It's just like, hey, guys, I would really like to see Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger remastered in HD-2D style. And I think all of you, if not a majority of you, would agree with that. So please let me know in the comment section below of what HD-2D style game you would like to see. It might be a game out there that I've not even mentioned that you would like to see revived in this format. It doesn't need to be a Square Enix game. Let me know in the comment section down below, because there's probably some hidden gems out there that I have missed. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.